how did the photographer, this is a huge internal thought for me, how did the photographer get past the fear of being so intimate with oftentimes a stranger, right? Which is like, so, that has been like such a study of mine for the last 2 years, and this internal kind of focus and thought process and meditation. And I've actually taken, trips alone to other states with the intention solely of confronting the fear of photographing strangers, and like not giving myself much of a game plan other than I'm flying to LA and I'm renting a car and I'm driving here and I'm going to photograph people in this place that I've never been. In the effort of confronting my fear to tell a story. Because if I'm not personally, if I can't really get in there and get intimate with someone, it becomes harder and harder to tell the story.
Right.
And that's also something I learned as I got more into photography. If you're not taking good enough pictures, you're too far away. And that sounds so like simple, but there's so much truth to that, especially, I mean, it just brings it right back to this idea of an emotional reaction. And I think intimacy gives an emotional reaction. Images that are so in there that it's almost like if you were a stranger in the room, you might feel like you're invading someone's personal space if you're that close. But to really get in there with someone, whether or not they're looking at the camera, and have that kind of intimacy, I think that's something I've seen in Avedon's portrait work. I've seen it, of course, in Annie's work. I mean, she's gotten legendary, iconic people in very intimate setting, vulnerable. I mean, whether it's in, homes they grew up in, or areas where they've experienced tragedies, or even getting them nude. I mean, she's done just stuff like that. That's a way to. And it's so interesting with Annie too, because it's so much celebrity work.
Right.
She has a way of stripping away the celebrity status, where you still recognize them as this icon, but she has them, it's just so real.
She humanizes them.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like it's just another member of a family being in the room with them,